since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Oh, what a tangled web we weave, when first we practice to deceive. That should just be the quote for all celebrities out there, right? Because that's all celebrities are placed here to do. You see, people don't realize that every single thing that they do is actually part of pushing an agenda. And when celebrities come out and they get exposed for things like harassment and whatnot, it's all part of a plan to continue to suppress society, to get more restrictions placed on society, and to, of course, condition society into their behaviors and how they behave and how they act and how they want us to behave and to act. Well, one of the things that we've seen over the years with predictive programming, of course, has to do with space, right? Nothing more fake than space. NASA, which has been exposed 1 million times over, is never even going to the moon, has been exposed on this channel and some others, I'm sure, for its connection as being a front in laundering Moon Day for certain CIA operations that involve youngsters. But of course, we think of NASA, we think of space, we think of bullcrap, because that's all NASA's ever given. But one of the predictive programming things, and one of the things you're seeing rolled out right now in front of your face, is the whole alien deception, which I've talked about with Crowley, of course, showing you the gray. That's why we have the depiction of what an alien's supposed to look like from Aleister Crowley. Speaking of demons, talking about Lam. That is what it is. Yeah, people actually believe this nonsense. So we have that, the releasing of the documents from the CIA, and at the same time, we have all of these celebrities who are supposedly these rich people, not celebrities, but they're rich. And you could say they're influencers, because remember, there are people who look up and worship these celebrities, and then there's people who are like, oh, I don't care what, Tom, they tell you that they don't care, but they do, what Tom Cruise and so-and-so is doing, but they care about these people, the rich people, because they go, well, I aspire to be an entrepreneur and a rich billionaire, like, oh, Bezos, and the guy who owns Virgin, Brunson, right? And they go, oh, man, and what a coincidence that they're just both going to space at the same time. Now, you might say they're going up each other's, you're probably going to go to Uranus and see each other, but in reality, they're not going anywhere. Maybe to the middle of northern Canada, somewhere where there's nothing, where they can find some red rock and tell you they're on Mars, but I'm going on an adventure! Take a look at the predictive programming here. These rich people suddenly going to space at the same time. Meanwhile, have we ever been back to the moon that we supposedly went to once in the first place? Yeah, no, we haven't. But these people are just headed up. Lance Bass from NSYNC was flaming up in space. He got sent up in a flaming rocket. He's probably sitting on top of it right up into space. Yeah, and now we have Bezos and Brunson.
Now we're going to turn to an ABC News exclusive with the billionaire who just announced he's headed to space. Virgin Group founder, Sir Richard Branson, says he plans to go as soon as July the 11th, days ahead of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
Overnight, the billionaire space race heating up. Just weeks before Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' history-making launch into space, Richard Branson now says he's going to do it first with his Virgin Galactic spaceflight Unity 22.
Astronaut 001, Richard Branson. I'll be evaluating the customer spaceflight experience.
It'll be the company's first fully crewed spaceflight. Branson will be joined by 2 pilots and 3 other mission specialists. Virgin Galactic spacecraft launches from beneath a custom carrier airplane before being shot to the boundary of Earth and space, reaching supersonic speeds within 8 seconds.
Fire, fire!
The window to launch opens July 11th, just 9 days before Jeff Bezos launches with his brother and 2 others aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard.
You see the Earth from space, it changes you. It changes your relationship with this planet, with humanity. It's one Earth.
One of the seats on that flight selling at auction for $28 million for an 11-minute flight to the edge of the atmosphere. And on Thursday, Bezos announcing that 82-year-old Wally Funk will be his honored guest on that flight. She underwent astronaut training in the 60s, but never flew to space. Now she tells Bezos what she'll say after this flight.
I want to say, honey, that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
And while SpaceX has announced its plans for its all-civilian flight, its founder, Elon Musk, won't be on it. Still, he's been awarded the major NASA contracts and has sent astronauts to the International Space Station. But Branson is trying to become the first of the three to soar into weightlessness, ending his surprise announcement with a tease.
And when we return, I will announce something very exciting to give more people a chance to become astronauts. Because space does belong to us all.
You see the Earth from space, it changes your relationship with this planet, with humanity.
I really want you to come with me. Would you?
Are you serious?
I am. I think it would be meaningful. Have my brother there.
In this Instagram video, Blue Origin CEO Jeff Bezos shocked the world when he announced that he and his brother would be aboard the company's first human spaceflight scheduled for July 20th. If the suborbital flight of New Shepard is a success, it will propel Blue Origin ahead of competitors, setting the stage for the next era of commercial human space travel.
I want to move out into the solar system. I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to be in that world, a world of pioneering and exploration, expansion throughout the solar system.
The launch of New Shepard comes at a key moment for Blue Origin, which has faced setbacks in other high-profile parts of its business.
And this isn't something new because we've seen predictive programming in cartoons like The Simpsons, Family Guy. We've seen predictive program movies where celebrities go to space. We've seen him talk about it, hint at it. Oh, celebrities going to space. Why do you think that is? Because the influencers are going to come out and play the lie. Oh, the rich and oh, the famous get to go to space so that everyone else wants to go to space, even though they can't go to space, but they'll believe that the whole space thing is actually real and aliens are actually real. Thus, the deception is coming. But here, celebrities, give me a little predictive programming.
Wow, there's Bill Gates, Stephen Hawking, Paul McCartney, Michael Jordan, Michelle Kwan. They must be starting a new civilization on Mars with our best and brightest.
I mean, it's unbelievable, right? It's unbelievable because, what drives me nuts, like I've said a million times, is listening to atheists and people who don't believe in God, try to use, they always, try to claim, oh, it's a fairy tale, and, oh, Christians, they just believe in something that they're told, and there's no, and these idiots believe this stuff with space. There's no proof that anyone's been there except a few photographs and the pictures that NASA brings back, which couldn't be more poorly done. But that's part of the whole point. They give you these horrible effects from NASA, right, trying to pretend it's real. They're laughing at it because they can't even believe that people are buying this stuff. The elites laugh at this stuff. They're cracking up over the one-niner and what they're getting away with and how people are believing something's here that's not even here. They're dying of laughter. They're realizing that the mind control that they've put on, passed through generation, is now so thick on these people that they can do whatever they want, show whatever they want. So they have the celebrities going up into space. I mean, do they even admit to any of these astronauts going into space and going back to the moon right? No. But the celebrities are just heading up. They're heading up and then I guess they're coming back down. Because most rocket ships, they actually go up and land in the ocean, by the way, if you're not familiar with what actually happens. Or should I say just crash into the ocean, almost like one of those toys that you get, those toy rockets that kids shoot up into the air and then they just come flying back down in another location and crash. Pretty much it. You think there's people on? I mean, all right, I'm not even going to get into the details of that, but I'm talking here about the predictive programming of celebrities in space because there's even these articles out there that have come out recently about getting in line, being a VIP to go into space. They have to push as hard as they can to create the illusion that going into space and space travel is real. It is one of the most bizarre things to me that people actually buy into this. And there are so many people, too, who are awake that buy into it and come over here and they complain and they say, Carl, you're completely wrong. And that's fine. I don't care if you think I'm wrong or not. And at the end of the day, I think 99% of people who are awake are aware that you're not flying into space, that nothing's going on up there. Oh, but, we've seen rockets fly out of a base and then just vanish into the night. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that means that people are walking on the moon, they're walking on Mars, we have things go. I mean, cut me a break. Cut me an abs, and they tell you it's like 5 trillion million miles away. Oh, yeah, interesting. So they have to convince you that this is really happening because, one, they're going to convince people of the alien deception. They're going to convince people probably by using celebrities. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the celebrities who come forward and admit that there's, oh my gosh, they saw a spaceship, and they'll probably do some theatrical production that'll be so over the top bad, like kind of like Sandy Hook with the actors, that they'll come out and they'll, act it out, say that they saw that, and people will just believe it. Because listen to the list of people who are on, this is according to websites out there that, follow and track this stuff. Virgin Galactic is the first human space flight company ever to list on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a list of the people who are paid $250,000. That's right, $250,000. It doesn't seem like a lot if you think about it, right? These people have like $5 million homes. $250,000 to go to space doesn't seem like a lot of money because they probably want to make it seem like, oh, it's not too expensive so common people can go. The celebrities are the first on the list, of course. So Leonardo DiCaprio, Justin Bieber, no Satanists there, exposed both. DiCaprio, of course, his connections speaking at the UN because we care so much what he says, always with Greta Thunberg, talking about global warming and other scam artists. Justin Bieber, of course, they all just speaks for itself. James Cameron, the director, wow. Rihanna, that's what the world needs. Rihanna and Katy Perry will be going to space, of course. So if there are aliens, I guess if they bleed anything, their ears will bleed as well. Ashton Kutcher, of course, I've covered with his sacrifice that he made, which was very much out in the open for anyone to see, as well as this always walking around with this Masonic hat on. Russell Brand is going to be heading up. Yeah, Russell Brand, who now acts as a conspiracy theorist on YouTube. For those who aren't familiar, pretty amazing that people listen, but that's what they've done to this movement. Everybody was busy in 2016, 2017 pointing at other truthers. I never was one of them, by the way. Attacking each other, calling each other shills. Now everybody realizes that none of us were shills. The shills are the people, these people who are out here now on the front.
The Suicide Squad in theaters and on HBO Max. These are your brothers and sisters for the next few days.
Front lines of being conspiracy theorists, from Russell Brand to there's a bunch of other ones now that are celebrities that are talking about, and they're like, oh, they know, they're woke. They have hijacked and completely it's an embarrassment that anybody who's awake would believe Russell Brand. He's got 33 tattooed on his wrist, for crying out loud. Let alone many other things he's been involved with. And he even recently, somebody posted on my channel or my website and mentioned something about how he had a ticket on the Ark. Meanwhile, he's covered in Kali, Buddha, all these other deities on his body, and openly talks about that's what they do. They push his universal New Age crap. The guy's a complete fraud, a snooze fest as well. If you heard the guy's stand up, give me a break. But anyway, Russell Brand's headed to space. The woke Russell Brand. Brad Pitt's heading there because that's necessary. Kate Winslet. I believe Kate Winslet in Titanic. Maybe her and James Cameron together can sink the ship. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Sarah Brightman, Richard Branson, Mila Kunis, along with Ashton Kutcher will be going up together. So this is just scam. And at the same time, Jeff Bezos and Brunson, they're all going on big space adventures for the summer. Meanwhile, they're not going anywhere, and anything they film and show you as space is just done right here on Earth. That's right. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's the truth of the matter. And I really am sick and tired of all of this nonsense that does go on here on Earth with these people. But this is what they do. They are professional liars. If you were to say, what is an actor? And I get it. Bezos, they don't claim to be actors. Well, they're frontmen. To run Amazon and to run Virgin Atlantic, do you know what kind of rituals I do? What do you think? He just decided, I'm going to start a company that sells everything on the internet. Oh, what a great idea. I never thought of that, Amazon. And have all the money to push it through the media and normalize it. Give me a break. This illusion that we live in here, where people are creating this stuff out of thin air. Millions of people probably had the same idea when the internet first started, but oh, it was Bezos who seized the opportunity and became a real success. Just shut up. It's all a scam, and they use their influence, their money, and all that stuff as power to brainwash the masses. And that's what they're doing here. So they're all heading to space. They're preparing people to think they can go to space, because in reality, they want people to think that they can go to space. So then they're not even thinking to themselves, can we go to space? Is space real? Are people up there? Are aliens out there? Right? They're just totally that's what they've done. They've totally just jumped over the fact of, oh, is it real? And it's dismissed. It's just automatically real because NASA went there, and we have to just totally believe it, or we're crazy tinfoil hat wearers. Meanwhile, they're the ones who are believing in something that's completely made up, and they're listening to these liars who they don't think have an agenda at hand, which is to control and manipulate them. And these people just believe the lies, and now these people are frontline anti-conspiracy theorists, or they're front workers for these people, because they're the ones who are battling people who have a difference of opinion and calling us dangerous, which is exactly what they wanted to do from the first place with the whole QAnon thing. Now everyone's like, oh, conspiracy theorists are dangerous. When were we dangerous 5 years ago when I started doing this? It was just like, on YouTube at least, oh yeah, the most I get is like, you're crazy, you're living in fantasy land. Now it's like, oh, you're dangerous. These people, they've completely changed their perspective because the media has told them to change it, because they blame things like the insurrection on people like me and you, because they link us with Q, which is why they created Q, and to suppress free speech and do everything else. It's a charade. They would never, ever bring this to light in the mainstream media, any of this stuff, and bring a thing like Q, which Q wasn't even, it was nothing. They started Q and then they just started talking about it. They would have talked about YouTubers who were big, like myself and other ones. There's many other channels that had 500,000, million subscribers. They don't hear them talking about them. It's just Q, and then everything that's conspiracy is linked to Q. It's just suppress, and to make us all seem dangerous. So they'll even somehow find a way to say saying space isn't real is dangerous. Like, it's unbelievable what people will believe. The dumbest time period with the dumbest people. The technology has obviously enhanced the stupidity, because more and more people are just looking at things on their phone, and people will be like, yeah, listening to people like you call conspiracy. No, they're listening to the stupid crap they hear in the mainstream, and they're celebrity influencers like Brunson, Bezos, all these people who are claiming to go to space. It's a joke. It's an utter joke. This is the job of the celebrity. It was never they're in movie. The movie part of it is what made people want to like them and I love that character. Oh, so they love the actor. Then they follow the actor. Then the actors come out. They give you their political standpoint. They show you. They constantly are being politically correct, socially talking, tippy-toeing around stuff. Whatever agenda is being pushed, they're in. They're all just happen to be in for the jab. They all just happen to be pro-pride. They all just happen to love those things. They're all pro-Planned Parent. I mean, it's unbelievable that people don't see it. But now they're using their influence for space as well, which just adds to the list of jokes that people believe into and are brainwashed into from their celebrity rich influencers. I want to remind everyone to check out the website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Check it out if you have not. I appreciate everybody being here. I want to thank the Patrons. You guys keep me here on YouTube. Obviously, most of you know I've gotten multiple strikes this week. One more on this channel I can't upload for 2 weeks. My backup channels are pinned in the comment section. I'm so sick of talking about it. It's just really pissing me off at this point. So make sure you subscribe. I mean, if you don't subscribe, you don't subscribe at this point. I can't beg people to subscribe. It's up to you. But it's in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for your support. God bless all of you and your families.
A man named John Wayne Gacy is suspected of